Sixth Aliyah for Chaya. And Abraham took another wife. Why are we starting off with Abraham? Why aren't we continuing with Yitzhak and Rebecca? I don't know. Anyways, ask a rabbi. And Abraham took another wife, and her name was Keturah, which many of the Mepharshim associate with Hagar. Now her name's changed. Is it the same person or is it a different person? And she bore him Zimran and Yokshan and Midian and Yishbak and Shua. And Yoshkan begot Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Ashurim, Letushim, and Lumimim. Now, these are other names. We'd seen Sheba before, and Dedan, and I think we'd seen that before in the names of, after Noah's sons, I think of the names of Ham's sons that were, I guess, associated with Africa, or North Africa at least. But here we're saying that these were names that Abraham's using, but we see that there's some similarities in names throughout the naming process here. Crossover, I guess you might call it. And the sons of Midian were Ephah and Epher and Enoch. Now, Enoch was also from Breshit. And Abadiah and Eldah. And these were the sons of Keturah. All these were the sons of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he possessed to Yitzhak. What? So he left all these sons out to hang to dry? Like what? Maybe he means his spiritual possessions. I don't know. What does it mean, all of his possessions? What about these other sons? And he also has Ishmael. And to the sons of here we go. And to the sons of Abraham's concubines. See, if you ever ask a Torah, sometimes the next verse answers your questions. And the sons of Abraham's concubines. How many concubines did he have? It says Keturah. Did he have more? Abraham gave gifts and he sent them away. Pligishim. It says Pligishim, like he had more than one. We only know of Keturah. Well, that's interesting. And he sent them away from his son Yitzhak while Abraham was still alive, eastward to the land of the east. Kadima hala arts kedem. So it's like east. So he's sending them way out there, wherever that is. East of where, right? East of Israel. Well, that's Asia. I mean, we're in Asia. Israel's in Asia. I don't know what people think, but it is. Okay. And these are the days of, here we go. It's another soap opera, right? And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life that he lived. 100 years, 70 years, and 5 years. So again, we break it up to 3 parts. And Abraham expired and died in a good old age, old and satisfied, and he was gathered to his people. Which people? Who? We're talking about the Hebrews? We're talking about his family that didn't live in Eretz Canaan? Are we talking about all these sons who he just sent away? Who's his people? Who are the people? Who? But he was gathered to his people. I mean, that's what the Torah says. So we have to just find out who. He just sent away his sons of his other. He'd sent away Ishmael, but okay, let's see what happens. And Yitzhak and Ishmael. So Ishmael came back from wherever he was. So somehow they didn't have WhatsApp. They didn't have telephones. They didn't have really newspapers. So how did Ishmael know? Ishmael, we know, was in a different desert, right? He was in like Desert Paran somewhere. I don't know where that is, but Ishmael wasn't like literally hanging out wherever Yitzhak was, because remember, Ishmael was always trying to kill Yitzhak, and Ishmael was sent away. Remember all that? That did happen in the Torah. But he comes back, even though Ishmael would have a legitimate reason to be angry at his own father. He came back to bury him. Ishmael and his sons buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, which faced Mamre. So Abraham was buried in Hebron. Now, even the Muslims admit that. They pray there too. They believe that they're the sons of. They believe that there's the sons of Abraham, and we believe there were the sons of Abraham, which is Abraham. Meaning we, the Jews, and the Muslims, not Arabs, because not all Arabs are Muslims, but all Muslims believe what Islam teaches, or at least they're supposed to. Just like not all Jews believe what Judaism teaches. Okay. And the field that Abraham had bought from the sons of Heth, that Abraham and his wife, there Abraham and his son and his wife Sarah were buried. Now it came to pass after Abraham's death that God, here we have the aspect of Elohim, Elohim, which would be the aspect of strict judgment, blessed his son Yitzhak, and Yitzhak dwelt near Bari Lechai Roi, which that's where he was before. So what's the blessing here? So he's getting a blessing. What did he do? Like, what was Yitzhak doing that he got this blessing? I don't know. Doesn't say he was praying. Doesn't say he was learning Torah. He was just living where he was living, which is still Eretz Canaan, which is, I mean, that's a blessing. So I don't know what's going on here at the end of the sixth Aliyah. Why God all of a sudden has to bless Yitzhak, but he does. God goes out of his way to give Yitzhak blessing, even though he wasn't doing anything religious. Yitzhak wasn't doing anything that we know of. He wasn't meditating. He wasn't reading Kabbalah. He wasn't writing Torah scrolls. He wasn't putting up mezuzahs. What was he doing? So I don't know what he was doing, but whatever he was doing, he got a blessing from God. And that ends the sixth Aliyah. And we're still not done with this Parsha.